Alright boys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Not really a video that I've done previously, but we're going to be doing 10 lessons from Nipsey Hussle, the rapper, right? When I listen to music, right, I actually like to listen to like what the person's actually saying, what they're actually trying to convey. And when I sit and I listen to Nipsey Hussle, I I go, yeah, well, that makes so much sense. And yeah, that's true. And he can do it in a way like a normal rapper would, like just rap about stuff. Well, essentially rapping is meant to be storytelling. You get a lot of these rappers who just talk about drugs, money, violence, bullshit like that. You're like, I shot up this place and I shot this person and whatever. And like kids listen to this and they want to recreate that because that the energy that they get from that, they want to go out and recreate that sort of stuff because I think that's cool. Cause it's glorified by these rappers. But I'll tell you what's a hell of a lot cooler is being like fucking Nipsey Hussle, being the fucking man, owning multiple businesses, getting your money up, putting positive energy out into the world. This motherfucker was so fucking tapped in that I swear to God, the only reason why he died, he got killed, right? He got shot. The only reason why he died is because this dude was too smart to be on this plane of field, right? He was too good. He had to ascend to a higher sort of status. That's how philosophical and that's how impactful and that's how smart this guy was, right? Like, let's just listen to like any of his songs. I'm sure you know a few of them. Like, they're literally all just about success, hustling hard and getting to the money, doing positive things, right? And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And if you want to sort of put this into your life and you want to become successful, I highly recommend that you listen to him over some other bullshit rappers. But I'm gonna do 10 lessons from Nip Hussle. And the reason why I'm making this video in particular is because today he would have been 41. It's his birthday, right? And he's just released this new album. He died like 7 years ago in 2019. Like I didn't even know who he was back then, right? But it just goes to show how impactful this guy can be if he's leaving this long of a legacy. And he had all these unreleased songs that people are still like listening to today. Like his album came out today and people are listening to that and going, yeah, makes so much sense. And he's still running. Him and his brother is running his clothing company, Marathon Clothing. Right, we'll get into that in a second. Why it's called Marathon Clothing, and that's still like a multi-million-dollar business, right? His brother Black Sam, probably just as smart as him. It's very similar, just not a rapper, but two very fucking smart guys. And unfortunately, this guy was taken from us extremely young, 33. Would have been 41 today. But yeah, let's just get into the fucking video. All right, the marathon. Like I said, he's got a clothing brand called the Marathon. And the reason why he calls it the Marathon is because he wants to convey the fact that life is a marathon, not a sprint, right? You see these guys and you see these people who post up with all the money, like these day traders and these crypto guys, and they get the fast money, and then they're in Lambos, and then they're doing this and doing that, and you're like, fuck. Well, I want to be like these fucking guys. I want to get the money fast. And fast money doesn't last, right? Fast money goes fast. That's what they say. Because it's not earned and it's not done the correct way. The real way to get to it is via your fucking marathon and running your own marathon, right? When you run a marathon, you don't talk really about what time you ran unless you're like a fucking runner, right? But you say, look, I ran a marathon and I completed the marathon, right? It's not I ran the marathon in X amount of time. It's no, I'm running the marathon at my own pace. I'm going to get there and get it done. I'm not going to fucking sprint it and blow all my energy, be a fucking dickhead. Just going to fucking get into my grind, go at my own pace, and fucking get there. Not saying I'm not going to work hard because you got to fucking work hard, right? Like, you can't just fucking walk it. You got to fucking run it. But still, life is one big fucking marathon, right? A business is a marathon, right? Getting to the money is a marathon. Anything that is worthwhile doing is a marathon, right? You don't get to anything easy or fast. Nothing of any value is a sprint race, right? And that's why I don't really like seeing these people posting up on Instagram and whatnot, promoting like whatever it might be. Oh, get fit and get fucking abs in fucking 10 days with my fucking method, or get money doing this way in fucking 2 weeks. It's like some shit. Like, no, that just doesn't work. And you're an idiot if you fall for that, right? Pick something out, fucking set a goal and get to it. There's one thing I didn't add as well. Just now that I think about it, in the 10 lessons, that you need to set goals, right? Nip talks about setting goals, actionable goals, and having a plan in place that is so down to a T and that is so actionable upon that the end destination, which is ultimately like your success, doesn't seem unreasonable because you're building it brick by brick. You know, anyone can go say build a fucking brick wall or build a house, right? And you wouldn't know what to do. But if I gave you a step by step manual and I literally fucking wrote down every single thing that you needed to do, you would probably be able to do it. Do this, do that, do this, do this, put this here, do that, put that over there. You know, if I give you a step by step manual that's so fucking accurate and so down to a T, you're going to get it done. And that's what Nip says. He says, don't even think about trying to build a brick wall, right? Just focus on laying one brick and after day. And by the time you look up, right, land brick after brick, you'll look up one day and you've built a wall, right? And that's where success comes from. It's planning and having actionable goals that you can take action on, right? Get your energy right. So you can see over here, Nipsey says, master your energy. Whatever you put out is what you will receive, right? And there's this photo comes from a particular Instagram reel where he talks about his energy, about what you put out is what you're going to get back. And he says if you do some dumb shit like you go rob someone or you go do something bad and you don't get caught for it, right? The police don't get you or whatever. It doesn't matter because fucking God is watching and the universe is watching because you're putting out that bad energy that's gonna indirectly come back into you some way or another. Right? Simple as that. No matter how fucking hard you try, it's gonna come back in some sort of bad, sort of karmic sort of way. So energy is really important. It means we need to make sure that we're doing the right thing. We need to make sure that we're living a good life. We're living an honest life. We're kind to people. We're respectful to people no matter who they are. That we're humble, but at the same time, you know, we're trying to inspire, right? There's a fine line between bragging and inspiring, right? And showing off can be a good thing, right? I'm not saying, look at this dude, right? Fucking gold chain, gold chain, gold chain. He doesn't do that to brag. He does that to fucking inspire, right? But we'll get into that soon. Double Up. I don't actually have anything for this, but there's a song by Nipsey called Double Up, right? And it essentially just talks. It's probably one of my favorite songs of all time. It's just such a real chill fucking song and just flows really well. And essentially, he's just talking about, you know, fucking doubling up. Come on, work harder. If you're working hard, put in double as much effort. If you're making X amount of money, put in, get double that up. Making $1,000 a week, try to get $2,000 a week, right? Double your shit up. Fucking go back and get fucking extras, right? Double back and get extras, he talks about in one of his songs too, right? So you're already making the money, get to the money even more, right? Double that, triple that, whatever you want to fucking do, right? Everything you do needs to be double. And I'm not, you might think, well, that's physically impossible. Yeah, it could be. It could be physically impossible. If you're working 24 hours a day straight, it's not possible to double your work. But the philosophy is you can always work harder. That's what he's essentially trying to say. And you should always be trying to aim to work harder or make more money or whatever, right? This is a really interesting one. I actually found this out yesterday. As I was scrolling Instagram, I came across it, and it was one of his quotes. And this is how it goes. Ready? If you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. I thought about that, and I thought that's fucking really smart. Because if you're surrounded by people who aren't doing better things than you, or aren't trying to strive for success, or aren't smarter than you in some sort of way, or got more money than you, then you're doing it wrong. I'm around people, right? And I sort of go, fuck. If they're richer than me or they got more money than me or whatever, and I sit there and go, fuck, I want to fucking beat this motherfucker. You know, I'm trying to be in competition with them. You know, and that's what inspires me is that sort of sense of competition. right? Even though I'm sort of not jealous of them, I am in a way inspired because I want to beat them. I want to compete with them. I want to get on their level. And if you're hanging around people who are just fucking losers, who aren't trying to be like you, or are just not inspiring you in any sort of way, then that's gonna sort of bring you down. And that's gonna keep you in that fucking cage, as Nipsey says, because as sort of weird as it sounds, like it's 100% true. 100% true. Number five, real love's unconditional, right? I thought this was a really interesting one to add because it's a little bit different from hustling and whatnot. And that's Nip there, obviously, and that's his longtime girlfriend, Lauren London. Like they were never married. They've got kids, I believe, two kids maybe. And this woman has not dated anyone since Nipsey's death 7 years ago. And honestly, I don't think she will because that's how much she fucking loved this dude. And it goes to show that real love is unconditional. It's a binding contract, right? If you don't know what unconditional means, it means there is no conditions. It means there is no, oh, if he dies, I can go fucking date another man, or if whatever. Like she could easily do that. Like no one's gonna fucking sit here and go, it's wrong of her to do that, right? They weren't even married. Like they literally just had like a couple kids, and they're just girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But the love is obviously real because she's clearly not been with anyone else. And it goes to show that 7 years later, 7 years later, after all what's happened, she still hasn't done that, which is incredible. You know, a lot of fucking dudes can't even get their woman to fucking be faithful to them when they're alive and they're dating in that current time. This guy's been gone 7 years and she still hasn't gone near any other man, which is that's crazy to think about, honestly. That just shows like how much of a real G Nipsey was, you know? Like dude's been gone 7 years, rest in peace. And his girl's still faithful and loyal to him, which is incredible. And that just goes to show what sort of man he must have been and what sort of mark he must have left on her, which is crazy to think about. All right, money is a fixed variable. So there's a song, right, by a guy in Aussie called Hooligans Hefts, right? And he talks about, at the start of the song, this quote is that, and I didn't know where the quote come from. But of course the quote comes from Nip because this is just fucking him to a T. So tomorrow you could wake up and the person you love can love somebody else. But tomorrow $100 bill will still be $100 bill. So money's always a fixed sort of variable. It's never going to change. You can wake up, go to sleep, $100 bill is going to be $100 bill. Fucking, you can wake up, fucking girlfriend's gone, fucking cheated on you, whatever. All this stuff could be happening around you, and all this shit could be going downhill. But as long as you're getting money in, you get money through the door, money is always going to be faithful to you. It's always going to remain true to itself, right? Money is always the fixed variable. It ain't going to change, right? Well, obviously, like economically speaking, if the fucking stock market crashes, then yeah, maybe. But still, as long as you've got some sort of thing, like see how Nipsey wears a lot of gold. I like to wear gold too because it's a good sort of value holder, and it's gonna you're gonna wake up in the morning and gold's gonna be worth the same amount, or it's gonna be worth more. It's not gonna drop and just become completely worthless. So always having your money right and always having your investments right. That's what he's essentially saying is have your money right, have your investments right, have your money coming in, have your money flowing, right? That's what he's trying to say, essentially. Success and fear. This one, super, super, super true, right? There's been so many times over my business sort of tenure where I've been sort of fearful of like not wanting to post something because I think it might flop, or like back when I started YouTube, right? I was fucking scared. I was like, oh, people might see this and be like, what the fuck is this guy even saying? Whatever. Now I don't really care, right? And for a while there, like I fucking had a lot of success there with my Discord and with that. Unfortunately, I don't really run it as much these days. It's still there, but because I've sort of directed my attention to running my actual business where it was doing meetups and posting stuff online there and meeting new people, and that was sort of my fear, and I got over that fear, and that led to my success and making money and getting customers and whatnot. So that's, in a sense, like, I'm just thinking about now, I'm having like fucking flashbacks to like moments of me being like, what the fuck? I'm like, should I do this? Should I really meet up with this guy? Like, it seems scary, all this sort of stuff. And I'm just going, yeah, the success really is on the other side of that fear. Like, it really is. Like, gotta take the risks. Otherwise, you never know what might happen. Something bad might happen, something good might happen. You never fucking know, right? Be your own biggest fan, your own biggest believer, and put it on your back and carry the weight. That's super fucking true. If you don't believe in yourself, no one ever will believe in you, because you're never going to get over that initial hump in business, right? Where it's only you. It's me, myself, and I, essentially, in that first stage of business. No one's going to fucking back you. No one's going to believe in what you're doing. Everyone's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're fucking wasting your time with this business shit. It ain't going to work out. You're not going to make any money. It's just a fucking little fucking thing you're doing that's not going to work out. Why are you doing this? Just take the normal path and just shut the fuck up and do as you're told. That's essentially what most people want for you, right? And what most people think about you and running your business. But if you're your own biggest fan, you believe in yourself and you know that it's going to work, like I said, have a plan, then you will succeed. It's as simple as that. And if someone says to you, oh, what's this little business thing you're running? Be like, actually, it's not really like a little thing. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into it. And I think I'm going to do a great job and I know I'm going to succeed. Back yourself. Be your own fucking biggest fan. Fucking, it's a lot easier once the money starts rolling in and people fucking see the success, right? Because that's the success that most people sort of value at, is just the money factor, right? Like, I'm sure fucking when old mate started fucking Apple back in the day, no one would have believed in him, and he was in his fucking parents' basement and he was making no money. I'm sure his mum and dad were like, bro, get the fuck out of our basement and go get a fucking job, right? But he ended up starting one of the biggest tech companies in the world, right? Like, I don't fucking have to sit here and name every single fucking story, but I'm sure there's thousands upon thousands. You probably hear them like every day if you're on fucking Instagram, whatever, about these dudes who start fucking businesses and whatnot. And, they start from nothing and they work their way up and make the fucking money. Simple as that. Yeah, this is a cool one as well. So be unreasonable. So this actually isn't a quote from Nipsey. He talks about it. Nipsey quotes this, but it's from another dude. I forget the name. But the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. Yeah, that's a fucking sort of one you have to sit there and think about for a bit. You're like, what does that mean? But what it actually really means is the fact that good change and real change comes from people who are fucking tenacious and who won't stop, right? A lot of people, when they get out of school or whatever, will just adapt to the world around them. Be like, okay, everyone else is going to uni, so I'm going to go to uni. And at uni, you get your fucking degree, and then you go get your job. And then you work your job for the next 30, 40 years. You work your way up the corporate ladder, or you do this, and you might start a small little business, and then you fucking retire, right? What a lot of people don't see is the fucking dudes out there who just fucking don't go that path and just take their own route, right? Say there's a fucking mountain, right? And everyone goes up the fucking easy path. The mountain, it flows up a little bit. And it takes forever to get to the peak, right? There might be one or two dudes who say, fuck that, I'm not going up there. There's a quicker way to get there, but it's fucking rocky terrain. I might slip. I might fall. I might fucking fall off and die. Whatever. But I'm going to fucking do it anyway because I don't care. Because I want to fucking get to the summit as fast as I can. I want to get to the top as soon as I can. I want to get to the money ASAP. I don't have time to sit around and walk the fucking trail with everyone else, with all the crowds, and with all the people and all the sheep on the fucking normal trail. I want to be the one on the fucking challenging trail. The one that takes skill. The one that takes effort. The one that takes fucking time to fucking get to. But eventually I'm going to get to the summit faster because I know I'm going to fucking win. Right? So be unreasonable. Don't be like the dudes on the normal path. Take the fucking unreasonable path, right? And this one, my last one, is fucking really the reason why I'm making this video. The highest human act is to inspire. I really think that sort of just sums up Nip's whole sort of philosophy and sums him up as a person, because he's inspired me to make this video, right? I don't know him. I don't know him personally. I've obviously know a fair bit about him after doing my research on him and listening to his music, and I've seen enough where it's gone, you know what, I'm going to make a video about this guy because I think other people need to see this guy and see what he's talking about and listen to this guy, because he's right. I sort of stopped doing YouTube there for a while because I thought, nah, fuck this, right? I'm just going to fucking make my money, go ghost, and just not talk to anyone. But something about that is sort of cowardly, because it's just not putting yourself out there, not sharing your knowledge, not sort of being present with other people. I think that the most important thing you can do, like he says, is to inspire. And he says the highest human act, as in it's one of the most sacred, one of the greatest things you can do as a human is to inspire someone. And you know, you think about, I've been getting into my history lately, right? You think about like these Roman generals, or someone like Alexander the Great. He conquered the known world by the time he was 30 years old. He inherited an army at 20 years old, and in 10 years he conquered the whole of the known world, right? And that man, what he did was he inspired his troops. Every day he got up, he inspired his troops and said, let's fucking conquer this fucking people. We're going to do this, right? Let's fucking get to it. Let's fucking conquer. The people at home will fucking see you as heroes. Come on, let's conquer. Let's fucking succeed. Let's get to it, right? Inspire. It's a great word, inspire. You think about all the best leaders in the world, they're inspirational. You think about guys like fucking Goggins, right? He's inspirational. You listen to Goggins when you want to fucking get something done. You want to run, right? You want to run a fucking marathon. You listen to Goggins because he's going to inspire you to run that. You know, who's going to fucking carry the boats? That type of shit. You want to, like, for me personally, that fucking bull kickboxer guy, right? Sure, we all know who I'm talking about. He's the one that inspired me to want to get to the money fast, right? Nipsey inspired me to make this video. It's such a great fucking word, and it's such a great thing to do, is to inspire. And when I was running my Discord, and I was getting feedback like, yeah, this guy, AKS, he made me this money from reselling. I'm forever grateful for him. He made me this amount. And I inspired someone to go out there and do what I was doing and make money for themselves and get closer to being financially free. That was one of the best feelings I ever had, because I thought, fuck, I'm making myself financially free and I'm fucking making this person financially free of the same thing. I didn't have to do anything. All I did was put out content, and this guy listened and he implemented it, and I inspired him to do it. And I thought, fuck, it's one of the best feelings I've ever had, honestly. And so I can sort of resonate with Nip when he says the highest human act is to inspire, because yeah, it's true. It's a great fucking feeling, and that's like he talks about energy. If you're gonna do something great like that, you're gonna feel great, and great things are gonna happen to you. But anyway, boys, we'll wrap it up there. Just want to shout out to Nip Hussle. Rest in peace. Happy birthday, my brother. I'll see you in heaven one day. Peace.